Now call this meeting of the Jacksonville City Council to order. I want to welcome everyone who has come out tonight for the meeting. We got some special presentations tonight that we look forward to every year, as a matter of fact, with our veterans in the room tonight. But before we get started, I would like for everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation.
Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Heavenly Father, we pause this evening to give you thanks. To give you thanks for our city and for all the blessings that you so graciously bestow upon us as a city and upon us individually. We especially give thanks tonight for all of our veterans who will be recognized, for their service to our community, because in living out their service, they are showing that we are a caring community. Continue to support them and let them continue to be our arms and our feet in reaching out to others, helping veterans and other citizens in our community. And we always pause at this time to pray for those who are on active duty, for our servicemen and women who are serving us even at this hour around the world. We pray for their safety. We pray for their anxious families. And always we remember and pray for our mayor and for our council, that your guidance and your direction would always be with them. All this we ask in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. Council, you have copies of the agenda for tonight's meeting. I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda with the addition of two items to go in the consent agenda, would be item 10 and 11. 10 being building permit fees waiver that we talked about, and the legislative budget amendment for Hurricane Florence.
I'll move approval with the changes requested.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this matter? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so we have an agenda. I'm going to come around front. Yeah, I'm going to get you away. At this time, I would like to have fellow council members come up front here. And we're going to do our annual recognition of all our wonderful veterans that we have here in our community. And God bless all of you, and thank you for coming tonight. We're very honored tonight by the presence of our veterans, and on behalf of the council and myself, welcome to the City Hall and to the meeting. This evening, we take the opportunity to recognize members of our veteran community, as well as others who serve our veterans by volunteering with a local veteran organization. The city is proud of our bond with our local veterans and with the Council of Veteran Organizations. This is our 30th annual observance recognizing our veterans. Since 1988, the city of Jacksonville has asked each veteran group to nominate a veteran or member from their organization who has demonstrated outstanding volunteerism, support, and leadership during the past year for recognition as outstanding veteran or member. We are honored to show our respect and gratitude to our local veterans in this small way by presenting the annual awards along with an outstanding citizen lapel pin. At this time, I will ask the council, they have joined me down here and to congratulate each and every one of you who have come out tonight for coming out for this Now I'm going to ask Dr. Woodruff if he'll come up now and read off the names, and we're going to pass out some certificates of recognition and honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. In 2018, we passed the 100th year of the end of World War I. I thought it might be appropriate tonight to start off with some pictures. This is the U.S. Army 64th Regiment celebrating armistice on November 11th, 1918. 100 years ago, World War I ended. It's hard to believe. Now, while the mayor and council and my children all believe I'm old, it's amazing, none of us in this room were there. But it's important that for our forever, we remember what was originally called Armistice Day. President Woodrow Wilson first commemorated Armistice Day on November 11, 1919. And for years, it was in fact known as Armistice Day. This is, of course, the picture in New York City celebrating the end of the war and Armistice Day. On May 13th, 1938, Armistice Day became a national holiday. And here in 1954, President Dwight D. Eisenhower signed the legislation which changed the name to Veterans Day. I can certainly tell you that many of us remember when it used to be called Armistice Day. I won't ask you to raise your hand, but I certainly remember it. But today, of course, we call it Veterans Day. This is a picture of our Veterans Day parade, which just occurred 2 weeks ago. And the members of Rolling Thunder who are here, would you please stand a moment? You did an outstanding job again. I didn't tell you all to sit down. So I am going to ask the young lady in the middle, who is the chairman of the parade this year, to stand, and let's give her a round of applause. Freedom does not come free. Any community, any society, any country who believes that you can have freedom without standing up and fighting for it is a foolish nation. And we come tonight to thank each of you, whether you're recognized tonight or not, for the fact you have stood tall and we are in fact free. We may argue about a lot of things, but at the end of the day, there's one thing that binds us. And you know what that one thing is? The fact that we will stand up and defend freedom. Because if you do not have freedom, you do not have a country that I or you want to live in. Tonight, we recognize people who continue to provide that service. The first gentleman we're going to call this evening is actually not here, and that's Gary Evans. But Joseph Trauma is going to receive the award for Gary, and Joseph is also going to receive his own award. So let me begin by reading AMVETS Post 225, Gary Evans. He displays great leadership. His efforts to assist young Marines are unlimited. He goes beyond the basic requirements, exhibits substantial motivation in every task. He is outstanding in his group, in his post, and in his community. Joseph Trauma is actually a gentleman that has received many awards, and we know what Joseph has done over the years, but let me read this. The Captain John C. Carr Veterans Resource Center, Joseph Trauma. Mr. Trauma has been highly motivated and very active in assisting veterans and their families. He has served on numerous other veterans organizations over the years, has devoted many, many hours to local charities, veterans, and the community. Please join me in thanking Joseph Trauma and also Gary Evans. The next, Donna Marie Crowell, Associates of Vietnam Veterans of America, John Pararisi, Chapter 654. Donna Marie is a member of this Veterans of America group and has been so for over 20 years. She's very active in the organization, assists with the planning process, and works on all chapter events. She has dedicated her heart and soul to the chapter and is a valued asset to this community. Please join me in thanking Donna Marie. Herbert Brisbane. Herbert, Camp Lejeune Military Retiree Council. Now, you look at this young man, he doesn't look like he's old enough to be retired. After his retirement from the United States Marine Corps, he has been an outstanding asset to his fellow members and to this community. He has a positive attitude, motivated, he helps others, he helps many Marines, sailors, and other personnel and civilians working for the good of this community. Please join me in recognizing Herbert. Nathan Scott. Disabled American Veterans, Onslow County, Chapter 16. Mr. Scott is an Air Force veteran who served both active duty and as a reservist. In 1998, he joined the chapter, has served in various positions. He is a driver for the Transportation Network. He's been the chapter vice commander. He's been the chapter senior vice commander. For the past 3 years, he has volunteered for the DAV Weekly Bingo fundraiser. How do you say bingo, sir? Bingo. Bingo. You got it. Okay. Richard Gorton. Division of Workforce Solutions, Veterans Unit. Richard is a Disabled Veterans Outreach Program Specialist for the North Carolina Department of Commerce. He provides intensive care management to veterans. During the past year, he has participated in numerous community outreach activities. He gives veterans information about community programs, services, and agencies. Please help me in thanking Richard. Gerald Gray. Fleet Reserve Association, Branch 208. Mr. Gray has been a member of the Fleet Reserve Association for nearly 50 years. He served his country in the United States Navy, retired as a chief boatswain mate after 32 years of honorable and faithful servant. He is a team player, he has a can-do spirit, and he sets an example for others. Please join me in thanking Mr. Gray. Tyson Versay, Loyal Escorts of the Green Garter, Women Marines Association Tar Heel Chapter, North Carolina 1, as an outstanding volunteer. This young man has given countless hours to the organization. When help is needed, he's one of the first to step up and say, "I will help, I will assist." He has motivated many to become involved in this community. His kind-heartedness has touched the lives of many, and it's nice to see a young man of this age understand about a caring community. Danielle East, as an outstanding member of the Marine Corps League Auxiliary 262. Ms. East is known for jumping in where she is needed. Mayor, be careful, she's going to jump right in there. There you go. Okay. She has filled the seat of treasurer, secretary, and other positions with the league. During and after the hurricane, Ms. East was out checking on local veterans, and she gathered clothes, cleaning supplies, and gave lots of encouragement to the victims of the storm. She's an outstanding asset to Auxiliary 262. Please join me in thanking Ms. East. Now, I'm not sure whether they came together, but at least they have the same last name. Philip East. Apparently they came together. Good. Marine Corps League Detachment 262. Mr. East the handsome husband of Mrs. East, has held jobs of treasurer, secretary, adjutant since joining the League. Extremely helpful to the commandant behind the scenes. Mr. East is a disabled Army veteran who shows great compassion for all. He is an asset to his detachment and to the community. Please join me in thanking Mr. East. Paul Mifker, Marine Corps League, Swansboro Detachment 1407. Paul retired as a chief petty officer from the United States Navy. Since joining the Marine Corps League 3 years ago, he has volunteered for numerous projects, assumed positions of leadership. He now serves as a senior vice commandant. Please help me in thanking Paul for his service. Timothy Stone, Military Order of the Cooties. How are you, sir? Mr. Stone has served the last 2 years as the Pup Tent 2 Theme Squirrel. That means he's the commander. With his hard work and organization, his Pup Tent has made many visits to homebound veterans, monthly cookie calls to the Naval Hospital Center, as well as quarterly visits to the North Carolina State Veterans Home. This year, he was nominated and elected to the office of Grand Junior Vice Commander of the state of North Carolina. Please join me in thanking Mr. Stone. John Holmes II, Military Order of the Purple Heart, Beirut Memorial, Chapter 642. Mr. Holmes is the current chapter welfare officer, has held the billet of trustee. He spends much of his free time cooking weekly breakfasts at the USO. And I'm going to tell you, if you like good fried eggs and good crisp bacon, go to the USO at 8 o'clock on Saturday. So, he drives wheelchair-bound members to doctors and hospital appointments. He prepares meals through the USO for thousands of people at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And just a word, sir, what time do they start serving for people Thanksgiving?
11 o'clock.
11 a.m. That's 1100, correct, sir? Good. Join me in thanking Mr. Holmes. Raymond Jackson, Montford Point Marine Association, Camp Lejeune, Chapter 10. Mr. Jackson works hard and continuously to help in efforts of maintaining the legacy of the Montford Point Marines. He is the epitome of a team player, spends many hours assisting in the development of ideas for the chapter, including educating the public on the history of Montford Point and the Montford Point Marines. Please join me in thanking Raymond. Johnny Long Jackson, outstanding volunteer, Montford Point Marine Association, Camp Lejeune, Chapter 10 Auxiliary. Ms. Jackson has served as quartermaster supporting the auxiliary. She is a team player. She volunteered to serve as the National Sergeant at Arms at the National Convention. She has a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, and she supports her fellow members and the community. Ms. Jackson, thank you very much. Simon Jacks, NAB Vets, Marine, Chapter 0054. Mr. Jacks retired from the United States Marine Corps as a Master Sergeant, presently serves as food coordinator for the chapter. He's always ready to assist. He attends meetings faithfully, very supportive of the goals of the chapter, and guess what? He believes in go out and get them done attitude. So well done, Mr. Jacks. Nathaniel Edward Hill, NAMVATS Eastern North Carolina, Chapter 0069. Evening, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Mr. Hill served over 30 years in the United States Marine Corps, retired as the Master Gunnery Sergeant, serves as the interim with the chapter, and is currently a student at Coastal Carolina Community College. He has a wealth of skills which he shares with other veterans. He is a motivational person and committed to this community. Please join me in thanking Mr. Hill. Christina Williams, NAMVATS Military Women's Chapter 0088. Ms. Williams serves as secretary to the chapter. She works collaboratively with organizational members and with other organizations. She is a strong supporter of this community. Her willingness to help others plays a vital role in assisting veterans as well as citizens of our community. Please join me in thanking Ms. Williams. Thank you. Timothy Manchester. NCOA Non-Commissioned Officers Association, Down East Chapter 906. Mr. Manchester retired as a Sergeant Major of the United States Marine Corps. Served as the Chapter Webmaster Public Relations Officer since 2016, instrumental in establishing the chapter's first ever Facebook and web page. Has volunteered over 100 hours of his personal time this year with this group. Mr. Manchester, thank you very much. Chris Thompson. Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing Crystal Coast Chapter. In 2007, Mr. Thompson became involved with the Project Healing Waters Fly Fishing Incorporated. In 2017, he has been tasked with expanding the project's Healing Waters presence aboard Marine Base Camp Lejeune. As a result, Camp Lejeune program began providing regular meetings and outings and has now served over 70 participants in just the last year. Very well done. Please join me in thanking Mr. Thompson. Linda Henninger, outstanding member, Rolling Thunder, Chapter NC-5. Linda has been involved with Rolling Thunder since 2010. In 2014, she was appointed as the Veterans Day Parade chairperson, and as we said a moment ago, continues to do an outstanding job. She has served as the chapter secretary and treasurer. She participates in the yearly Easter Bunny and Care Bear rides that provide stuffed animals and toys for the surgical clinic at Onslow Memorial Hospital. Also, she assists with those same activities with the Onslow County Sheriff's Department and with the Camp Lejeune Naval Hospital Emergency Room. Linda, thank you very much. Dennis Honachek, the American Legion Burton Cowell Post 265. How close did I get to the last name? I do okay on the first name though, Dennis? Okay, good. I apologize. Dennis served with the United States Navy as an aviation ordnance technician. Since joining American Legion 2 years ago, he has dedicated himself to helping those around him. He has recruited 4 new Legion members, attended the American Legion College adjutant courses, as well as the Department of North Carolina Convention. Please join me in thanking Dennis. Linda K. Polster, the American Legion Post 265 Auxiliary Outstanding Member. Here she comes. Linda Kay serves as treasurer and has volunteered many hours making handmade wreaths to raffle at the department meetings to raise funds for the department president's projects, tragedy assistance program for survivors, and helps with bingo every Thursday night at the Post. Please join me in thanking Linda Kay. Enrique Delamonte, VFW Post 9133. Thank you very much. Enrique, how are you tonight? Oh, you look sharp. Close. Good to see you. Enrique has served as a recruiter at the Post, district, and state levels for many years. He sets the bar for members. His countless hours working for the Post in many capacities, such as sending reports to the state and volunteering for many Post events, has made him VFW Post 9133's Outstanding Veteran for 2018. Enrique, congratulations. Donna Brown, VFW Post 9133 Auxiliary. Ms. Brown is a Marine Corps veteran who tirelessly gives back to her fellow members and to this community. She is always working behind the scenes, providing extraordinary support for fundraisers. Whatever needs to be done, she does it with a smile. And there's that smile. Got it. Thank you very much. Donna Welker, Outstanding Volunteer, VFW Post 9133, Military Order of the Cootie Auxiliary. Ms. Welker has taken a very active role as chaplain. She chairs the hospital and national home committees, regularly takes part in hospital and veteran home visits, decked out in her happy clown attire, and that's what it says, okay, happy clown attire, and volunteers in whatever capacity is needed for fundraising breakfast and dinners. Please join me in thanking Ms. Welker. Michael Carr, Vietnam Veterans of America, John Panarisi, Chapter 654. Mr. Carr served 4 tours in Vietnam, aboard 3 different ships, and now continues to serve as president of the chapter. He has been a member of the VVA for over 20 years, is active in planning events and working on every chapter event. The welfare of his fellow veterans is his top priority. He has demonstrated that through his life of service. Please join me in thanking Mr. Carr. Julie Burlingame, Women Marines Association NC1 Tar Heel Chapter. Ms. Burlingame is always ready to lend a helping hand and has shown ongoing initiative, leadership, and dedication to her fellow members and the community. She serves as both secretary and treasurer, has volunteered many hours to both her organization and to this community. Please join me in thanking Julie. As many of you know, the veterans community is not just special. We believe that it's important for us to have a direct bond with the person who is responsible to the mayor to ensure that the veterans in this community are well taken care of. The city has something that is called the Vietnam Liaison. This person is appointed by Mayor Sammy Phillips, obviously concurred in with the city council. This gentleman I'm going to read a little bit about him, and then I'll ask him to come up. He is the city's veteran liaison. He's responsible for ensuring that the city of Jacksonville is aware of what is happening in the veteran community. He's also responsible in personally keeping the mayor informed of veterans group, apprising the mayor of how the city can continue to work to make sure our bond with the veteran community is strong. The city of Jacksonville appreciates his steadfast support, the tireless efforts in working with the city to support the veterans throughout our community. Luis Ehlers de Jesus, please come forward and be recognized. We would again like to thank every person in this room who is a veteran. Whether you received an award this evening or not, I'd like to ask every veteran in the room to please stand so we can give you a round of applause. Thank you very much. As we mentioned before the program began, the mayor and council have several other recognitions we'd like to do at this time. And after we have completed our presentations to those persons, then we will take a short break. But mayor and council, are you ready to? No, we're not taking a break now. We're doing the rest of the presentation.
We're going to do the rest of the presentation.
That's correct. So no break at all. Okay, good.
What's the matter with that thing? I've asked Councilmember Washington to join me up front, and also part of our chairman of our recognition committee, Betty Schiffelbein, is with us too. And this is a Clean and Green Awards are presented by the Jacksonville Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee to recognize homes and commercial sites with outstanding visual appearance, outstanding recycling efforts, and personal or group service to our city that advances the spirit of being clean and green. I would now like to invite all those associated with Dixon Food Group, Mr. Wade Dixon and McDonald's, to come forward. Join me, please. The Clean and Green Star Awards were born of the legacy of the Beautification and Appearance Commission and have been continued by the Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee since 2012. McDonald's are landmarks by definition, and the work of Dixon Food Group to update their locations, modernize them, and to accent them with efficient and well-maintained landscaping adds to the iconic nature of the work. The investment has not gone unnoticed. Y'all got some nice-looking places. In a time where many upgrades are being made or made of business necessity and minimized, Dixon Food Group's brought new design and energy for this category of food service to our community. It has inspired other companies in this category to step up their game and improve their facilities. The investment made by Dixon Food Group is to be appreciated for the appearance and the financial commitment to the economic development of our community. The investment by the company is not unnoticed by city leaders, the Environmental and Appearance Advisory Committee, and the Recognition Subcommittee. So I'm going to have Ms. Washington present this award to you, and I want to thank you very much for your efforts in making Jacksonville a more beautiful place. And on behalf of
So I am a second-generation McDonald's owner-operator. My dad started in 1970. I was 5 years old at the time, so for those of you who want to do the math, I'm getting old. And we had the opportunity to come to Jacksonville a little over 2 years ago. The restaurants were corporate-owned, and we've been franchisees for almost 50 years, and we wanted to come to Jacksonville. We've been a part of Wayne County, and just really appreciate the men and women that serve our country. We served Air Force people for many years, and to come down and serve this community, the great people of Camp Lejeune, is just a great honor. And had the opportunity to come meet the city manager and the mayor and talk about how we could be a better part of this community, because we believe God put us here to give back, not just to take. And so thank you for this honor. We appreciate it. And thank you, men and women, for all you've done for our country and for this community.
I know, has it been a couple of years since you came to see me in my office? And at that time, you had told me that, you know, you were going to make these McDonald's stand out in the community. And I really appreciate your hard work and effort and investment here. Thank you so much.
We appreciate our people too, so thank you for that.
Mayor, I think one other thing, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that you have actually sung the national anthem at the Carolina Panthers game. If I'm wrong, go ahead and say I'm right.
Well, a lot of us formers are easily confused. We are quite a sisterhood, that's for sure. As a former Miss North Carolina, I've been very honored to sing the national anthem in a lot of different places. At the military base was one. Let's see, it's been almost 25 years ago now that I did so, but I've always been honored to sing patriotic songs. So thank you all for your service, and thank you for your patronage as well. Thank you for tonight.
Okay, we just recently had several people graduate from the Citizen Academy. And at this time, I'd like to ask Pamela Trafton, our Community Engagement Coordinator and Office of Community Programs in Livable Neighborhoods, to help me with these presentations. Hey, Pam, I'll let you handle these out for me. Okay. The Jacksonville Citizen Academy is designed to offer city residents who are interested in becoming more involved in the local government and its activities an opportunity to learn more about the city government, what the city government does, and offers direct insight to the various city operations. The fall 2018 Citizen Academy met for 2 hours weekly for 5 weeks. An overview of what they did cover during that 5 weeks period. They had an overview of city government, the different departments, our budget, and a little bit about the elected officials. They also learned a little bit about what we were doing in public services, recreation and parks, public safety, police and fire, our community engagement, permitting and planning and transportation services. And tonight we're going to issue some certificates of completion of the Citizen Academy. Successful completion. So I'd like to ask Terry Bear. I hope I said that right. Did I? Hey, Terry.
Hi.
If you'll stay up here with me, I appreciate it. You'll come over here to my left. Patty Diaz. So did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did very much.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Learn a lot?
Yes.
Good. inspire you to get into local government?
She's going to give me more information about that, too.
Hey, Patty, thank you. Congratulations. If you'll come here on the other side of Terry. Tracy Dinkelman. Hey, Tracy, congratulations. Way to go. Danielle Lopez. Danielle. Emma Richard. Hey, congratulations on completion. Ruth White. There, you just kind of form a little semicircle there. Hey, Ruth. Thank you. Yeah, okay. That'll work. That works just fine. There you go. David White. Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, Dave, congratulations. Thank you. Can you push one of them out of the way?
I can push all of them out of the way.
Here, you stay right there. Stay right over here. Back up just a little bit. There we go. Marcia Wright. Hey, Marcia. Let's get a round of applause for the 2018 graduates of the Citizen Academy. And y'all did take the final exam, right?
We did.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your participation in that program. It's
you.
nice to have people know a little bit about what goes on up here. Now you know.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is a proclamation for National Hospice Palliative Care Month, and I'd like to ask Ms. Talisha McCall, the Onslow County Community Outreach Coordinator, to join me up front.
Mayor, we have others that we'd like to.
Oh,
stand with.
absolutely. Hey, Talisa. How you doing? I know. They even phonetically spelled it out for me. I still got it wrong. Hi. November, okay. Hey. You're leaving your back there, right? Okay. November is National Hospice Palliative Care Month. The city has issued a proclamation to help encourage citizens to increase their understanding and awareness of care at the end of life, and to observe this month with appropriate activities and programs. And I would like to read this proclamation to you at this time. Whereas Lower Cape Fear Hospice offers patient-centered, compassionate care, ensuring people dignity, choice, and quality of life. And whereas utilizing an interdisciplinary, team-oriented approach to treatment, expert medical care, quality symptom control, and comprehensive pain management as a foundation of care allows patients to live fully and make more meaningful moments until the end, surrounded by loved ones, friends, and committed caregivers. And whereas providers are advocates, and educators who tend to patients' emotional, spiritual, and family needs, as well as provide advanced care planning that helps individuals begin the conversation about the care they want. And whereas Lower Cape Fear Hospice, a nonprofit agency, serves more than 6,000 patients and families in North and South Carolina each year, including residents of Jacksonville dealing with life-limiting illness. And whereas engaging community members through educational events and volunteer activities to encourage all people to learn more about options of care and to share their wishes with family, loved ones, and their health care professionals. Now, therefore, I, Sammy Phillips, the mayor of the city of Jacksonville, do hereby proudly proclaim November 2018 as National Hospice and Palliative Care Month in the city of Jacksonville, and I encourage citizens to increase their understanding and awareness of care at the end of life, and to observe this month with appropriate activities and programs. I present this to you and your organization. You do a wonderful job. This past year, I've had experience dealing with a loved one, my mother, and Cape Fear Hospice did a wonderful job, making that time of life a lot easier. Thank you all for your service. I have one additional presentation tonight. And at this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Angela Washington to join me up front, please. I don't know what to call her. Is it a council member or doctor? Or do I call her doctor, council member? Whatever she prefers, right?
Thank you.
I'm going to read this because, okay. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Angela J. Washington for recently completing her doctorate of philosophy degree after successfully defending her dissertation before a panel at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Dr. Washington defended a dissertation on African American nurse educators in Proctor Hall at NCA&T State University on Monday, October 29, 2018. Also, in addition to that, which, being made a doctor, if that wasn't enough, councilwoman, Angela, doctor, it says councilwoman doctor, is that what you prefer? Okay. Angela J. Washington has been elected to serve on the board of directors for the National League of Cities. She is believed to be the first from Jacksonville to ever hold such a position with that organization. And we're very proud to have her there with her voice at the National League of Cities, looking out for your interest. So.
Thank you. You'll have to say something.
You don't have to.
I'll try to make this short and sweet because you have to realize this is a very emotional time for me. Being a homegrown girl, born and raised in Jacksonville, educated in Onslow County schools, and being a cardinal to my heart, forward evers and backwards never, I feel that I have been blessed, truly beyond words that can really express how I truly feel right now. Philosophers tell us that there's only 6 degrees of separation that really separates us. And if each and every one of you were to turn to your left or right, you very well may know an individual who either knows me personally or indirectly. But sincerely, there are many people in this room who has impacted my life for so many years. And for that, I say thank you. Many of you may have known my parents even before I was born, and I say thank you as well, because we just celebrated this Veterans Day, and my dad, who served 3 tours in the Korean conflict, was a Veterans Day baby himself, and my oldest brother was with the 82nd Airborne. And with that being said, and being an educator aboard Camp Lejeune Marine Corps Base, I have an opportunity to instill back in those men and women, their children, that they entrust in my service every day. So with that being said, I feel like I have come home full circle. I have graduated from Onslow County Schools, went off to college, went off and lived far away, but only to come back home. So to be able to stand, in front of you tonight to say I thank you for your blessings and I thank you for your prayers, because this was an emotional 3-year journey. But nevertheless, I stand before you as a proud product of Onslow County to say that if you imparted in my life and if you instill in my life, how many more others do we have to impart and instill their lives as well? So thank you very much, and God bless. I get a pay raise?
This is a big deal. Congratulations on the appointment. Expect great things out of it. I bet y'all thought I was real short when I was sitting up here before, didn't you? I think the youth council must have been using our chairs earlier and forgot to set them back up. We are coming now to our first section of public comment for the evening. And though no one has signed up for this sheet, I got a lot of people out here. If you want to publicly comment about something, please raise your hand. And okay, nobody's raised, out of all these people, nobody raised their hand. Well, thank you. We're going to go now to the adoption of the minutes and the consent items, and I would entertain a motion to adopt the minutes from the October 16, 2018 meeting and regular meeting, and also the 11 consent items.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. One more time, if you want to speak in public comment, raise your hand.
There we go.
Yes, sir, Mr. Cook. No break. No break. All right, so we'll go straight to reports. We're going to hurry this thing up for you, though, okay? I'm going to start down here with Councilmember Thomas.
Just want to say how thankful I am to be here during Thanksgiving, during this past 6-8 weeks. I've had a lot to be thankful for. I've had a lot of help with a lot of incidents like a lot of people have, and just want to say thanks. Thanks to the city, thanks to the employees, the citizens, to the friends and family that helped us out, and happy Thanksgiving.
I would just like to extend another huge thank you to our veterans in the audiences and their families that make a continued sacrifice each and every day for our freedom. So thank you so very much, and happy Thanksgiving.
Okay. Right.
Now, as we were going through the presentations, I looked at different parts of that impacted my life. Thank you, first of all. I'm glad I was a veteran. I was glad I was born in Jacksonville, North Carolina. My dad was a U.S. Marine. I was raised by Mumford Point Marines. It's been a great journey. went through the Citizens Academy, and I know I learned a little bit about the city during that time too, man. My first job was at McDonald's on Lejeune Boulevard, you know, and my brother ended his life at hospice in Wilmington. So congratulations for receiving those awards.
Mayor Pro Tem Lazar.
Just a thank you to all the veterans out here for your service. This community wouldn't be who we are without you. So thank you and happy Thanksgiving. And to the McDonald's folks, I know by far I am your best customer. So I have direct deposit.
Saturday before last, I had the opportunity to actually to ride in the Veterans Parade, something I enjoy doing every year, you know, to be out there, you know, and hopefully we're going to build. All the members of Rolling Thunder that are here tonight, would you please stand? All right. Rolling Thunder, they take the lead on the Veterans Parade every year, and you did a great job this year. Great job. I just would like for us to be able to encourage more people to come out and on the Veterans Day Parade. It's a great event. I'd like to see as many at the Veterans Parade as are at the Holiday Parade, because they, you know, people owe it to you to come out and honor you at the Veterans Parade. But thank you so much for, you know, doing such a fantastic job on the parade. Go ahead.
Mayor, I'm sorry, in lieu of all these things that were going on, I did want to mention that we attended the National League of Cities very quickly. And as part of that, there was a lot of educational classes, and I think I mentioned earlier, I attended the one on Leading Through the Storm that was put on by Kathleen Coach, who was part of Katrina, the devastation there. And the one thing that I took home, Mayor, is a lot of the things that they talked about on how to be prepared and how to lead through disastrous times were things that the city of Jacksonville's leadership had already done and had in place prior to the storm. And I think it's important for the citizens to know how strong their leadership is in the city of Jacksonville. Having these contracts in place, the level of IT, the level of communication so that we communicated, you know, throughout the whole storm to make people comfortable. You know, so many things that they gave us during the class that said, you need to do this, you need to be prepared in this such a way to lead through a storm. And these are things that the city of Jacksonville did, and it's a testament of Dr. Woodruff, you and your team and your staff, and you need to be commended for that. And so I just wanted to share that. So thank you.
On behalf of the staff, I accept that, and we thank you all for your support and leadership.
Dr. Woodruff.
Several things we would like to mention. Obviously, this is holiday weekend, so if you're used to putting out your garbage on Thursday or Friday, you can put it out, it just won't be collected. You need to put it out tonight before you go to bed. So if you're normally on the Thursday or Friday city routes, it will be collected tomorrow. Second thing, Mayor and Council each year authorize free ridership over the Thanksgiving weekend. So if you have not had the opportunity to ride the Jacksonville Transit and you'd just like to have that experience, go out there starting Thursday morning through Sunday evening. All ridership will be free. Last year, we carried over 1,400 Marines from the base on free ridership. Altogether, we carried over 3,000 people in that 4-day period. So again, the fare box will be closed for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this week, thanks to the mayor and council. Second thing we'd like to mention is your horticultural. If you live inside the city, you're aware that we have had a contractor picking up horticultural material now for about 6 weeks. That is coming to an end. What does that mean? Free pickup is coming to an end. So if you've not gotten your horticultural material or building material out to the curb, it needs to be out by this coming Monday, November the 26th, for the last round of pickup. After that, normal fee schedule and charges will go into effect. So after you eat turkey dinner on Thursday, spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday getting it out there. This is your last chance for free pickup. The one city moment that we'd like to do this evening has to do with the parade. We have a few slides that we'd like to show. As you know, the city participates. Glenn Hargett was the Grand Poobah, the Grand Marshal of the parade, well-deserved for everything he has done to help build this community. Here are pictures of various participants. City of Jacksonville had a number of units in the parade. The crowd was very large. Parks and Recreation built floats. We were worried about rain, so we put together an umbrella drill team. There's Mike and Transit. Truly building one city as your city organization with the mayor's leadership. We'd like to wish each of you a happy Thanksgiving. Mayor and council, thank you for your leadership always.
We've adjourned.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.